Hello, and welcome back to Remake. I'm your host, Andy McNugget. And the remakes... Oh, the remakes are just getting worse. We're at the... Okay, we're at the very... I don't even know how to describe this. This is arguably one of the worst remakes ever made. Like, fourth Disney themed. Third? Fourth? I don't know. Yeah, fourth Disney themed remake for in a row. I promise the next one will be non-Disney, but alright. We have Mulan. Yeah, remember what the original film was about? It was about bravery. Bravery. With a titular character. Character disguising herself as a man. So her father doesn't have to go to the war because she knows that he'll probably die due to his old age. Be a man instead and takes his place. Well, this movie has kind of similar theme. One thing is out of place. Alright, many things are out of place, and starting with the most obvious. Mulan is already perfect from the very start. Oops. Yeah. Okay, don't believe me? Alright, let's start with the obvious fact. Yeah. Okay, you remember Mulan in the original? She was clumsy. She messed many things up. And she definitely wasn't on top of her class when it came to the I'll make a man out of you scene. She was constantly failing, but I'm gonna say that's more realistic. I find it ironic how animated movie has more realism in it than the actual real life movie, because failing is part of life, especially Mulan, for the most badass girl who saved the entire country, a freaking country, had her flaws. She was failing. With the matchmaker, she was definitely not doing well during the training sequence in I'll Make a Man Out of You. But that's the thing. Nobody's perfect. Nobody, except for this new freaking Mulan who has this goddamn superpower. Yeah, talking about realism yet adding superpowers. How is that supposed to make any sense again? I mean, seriously, what is the point of having these superpowers if make Mulan more realistic? Especially because as I just said, but I want to say it again, is that these superpowers completely super magical chi power thing completely takes a lot away from Mulan's character. It's not empowering when you see a woman kicking some ass. It's empowering when you have the woman kicking ass who had her ass kicked first. And that's exactly what happened in the original. Mulan had her flaws, and she was failing, and yeah. But I guess she was a little motivation by Mushu and Li Shang, because yes, let's be honest, Mulan. Okay, alright, yeah, let's be real. Li Shang didn't just him like you're the saddest bunch I've ever met, but overall I think he meant well. I mean, giving them lots of motivation and self-esteem. He isn't just there to beat them to the pulp with his training. Yeah, I don't think any training is for that. It's for improvement. It's never about missing, like, oh, I can't do anything. Yeah. Esteem, improving them, as well as improving Mulan, naturally. Well, none of that really means a shit in this new version where Mulan has this freaking chi power and she's already perfect, or at least nearly perfect. Because I just see the problem here. Also, so it's a lot less cinematic than the original. Remember how freaking epic it was when Mulan dressed up as a man. She cut her hair. She dressed up in an armor. She rode off in the middle of a storm. And the storm to the pouring rain in the middle of the night. So cinematic, but not as cinematic as the new version where she just puts the armor on, leaves in the morning, and then the family funds are gone. That's so cinematic. Great job, Disney. Also, I think this arguably makes her Mary Sue, even if none of the other traits or characteristics haven't already made her Mary Sue in this film. At least this one will. It's hard for Mulan to make friends, but this time it's not because everyone is being rude to her, but rather that she's being rude to others. Yeah, that's also not feminism. That's just, yeah, I can literally tell a character and then someone who's just being utterly bitch towards everyone. And Mulan definitely falls into the latter category. The same thing happened with the Beauty and the Beast remake when they made Belle a bitch, and and actually made Gaston nicer. Sir, which was not the case in the original. Especially because even Mulan is set in the time period when women had not too big of a role in anything. They're just matchmakers for. And speaking of the matchmaker, since Mulan has no flaws in this quote unquote perfect version, it's her sister who causes the matchmaker meeting to go to shit. Now it's just random spider that scares matchmaker and causes her to do the backflip, and Mulan has to balance all these teacups, and yeah. Also, a lot of references to the original. Such as citing lyrics from the original, like, I don't care what she cooks like, I don't care what she looks like, just what she cooks like. That's definitely insult to the injury, showing that you could have included the songs, but you just chose not to. Because, yeah, and there's also this witch who turns into a bird, or a bunch of birds, and is working with the main villain antagonist. Well, the witch is the secondary antagonist. And, yeah. Yeah, she's not the greatest character in the film history either. And she literally sacrifices herself for Mulan because she's just so impressed how much of a girl boss Mulan is. Yes, that's literally how it goes. This movie is absolutely pain to get through. But, you know what else is pain to get through? The Last Airbender. So that's gonna be a remake for the next day. And then we're closer and closer to hell. Until then, I'm Andy McNugget. This has been Remake, and like 3 movies left. It's like, because it's a 7-day week, so yeah. So yeah, don't forget to hit the subscribe and like button, and see you in the next video.